Let's get into bed. Bedtime, kiddo. Okay. Let me adjust this here. Okay, there. All right, so we got our Thanksgiving book picked out. Let's do, okay, let's pick out a, Mommy has a drill, so let's pick out some shorter books. Let's do God Gave Us the World. And let's pick something over here, because just cleaning your room repeatedly is exhausting. Let's do Bunnies. No, we've done Bunnies Over Kissing recently. Oh, you know what? We have a Good Night Moon a little bit. Let's read that. I'm going to go get my water. And Febreze air this just one more time. Oh, God. Just the scent of little boy. I know. I do not enjoy what scents will come when you become a teenager. Ugh. So much Febreze is going to be needed. So much Febreze. Okay. Plugs in. Also, where are your power blocks? Huh? Where did you put them? Okay. Hi. Hi. Hi, everybody. Oh, there's a dog eating a blanket. I don't even care anymore. Whew, it has been an exhausting cleaning day. Potty training is not going as planned. Yes. There's just so much cleaning. And not even in the bathroom, which is the horrifying part. Like if it was in the bathroom at least, I'd understand. There's potty training girls, there's potty training boys, and then there's potty training autistic boys. And I don't even know. I read some of these blogs and people are like, oh, it's so easy. All you do is this. I mean, I'm setting timers. I'm sitting in there with him. There's tablets. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, we're trying to go every 2 hours, but we're gonna have to start going to every 1 hour. And then there's a dog under a blanket. However, the 2 hour time frame apparently is working great for her. Small miracles. All right. Anyway, enough poo talk. Okay, so tonight's readings are gonna be A Turkey for Thanksgiving. That'll be our Thanksgiving book. God Gave Us the World, and Good Night Moon. So, which of these, Dale, would you like to read? Sandra, pick a book. Or Good Night Moon, that's the one you want to start with? All right. I feel like that would be a good last book, but whatever. What do I know? I just clean the carpet constantly. Good Night Moon. In the great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of the cow jumping over the moon. And there were 3 little bears sitting on chairs, and 2 little kittens, and a pair of mittens, and a little toy house, and a young mouse. Hey guys, we're reading now, okay? I know, fresh sheets. The first thing we have to do is ruin them, right? I know. And a comb and a brush and a bowl full of mush, and a quiet old lady whispering, hush. This is clearly Mom, because this bunny knits like me and just desperately wants some quiet. Good night, room. Ow! Good night, moon. You can't scream ouch if you keep putting your fingers in her mouth. That's on you, man. I can't be upset for you. You're the one putting your fingers in her mouth. Good night, cow jumping over the moon. Good night, light and the red balloon. Good night, bears. Good night, chairs. Good night, kittens. And good night, mittens. Good night, clocks. And good night, socks. Good night, little house. And good night, mouse. Good night, comb. Good night, brush. Good night, nobody. Good night, mush. And good night to the old lady whispering, hush. Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. Hey, old man. How's it going? I don't know what to tell you about these two. All right, you want to pick the next book? Which one of these do you want to read next? Okay, God gave us the world. All right. All right. There better not be anything on the carpet for you to find. I just cleaned it. What a beautiful world we live in, Mama Bear said. Just look at all this snow. Little cub looked around. We always have snow, Mama. Yes, but it's always different. Sometimes it's slushy and sometimes dry, shimmering sparkles drifting from the sky. I did grab water. But this is my favorite kind of snow. Big fat flakes you can catch with your tongue. It helps if you don't inhale your water. Little cub giggled when she saw Mama trying to catch flakes on her tongue. You look funny. Mama smiled and nudged her with her hip. So do you. Or you do too. I think you have the pinkest polar bear tongue I've ever seen. Ever. Do all bears have pink tongues? I don't know, little cub. God made a whole world full of bears, and we all look a little different. Oh no, blanket monster. Oh no. You're pretty adorable. Oh, blanket monster. God made a whole world full of bears. Oh, you look a little different. He did? Why did he do that? Because God is creative. Just like he made all kinds of places to live, he made all kinds of different bears and all kinds of different bear tongues. Whoa, little cub said. There are other kinds of places to live. Well, sure, Mama said. Well, the pole is our home. Lots of bears live in far different places. Why would they want to do that? Hello, blanket dog. Is this your life now? This is my life. Why would they want to do that? Because they like their homes best. It's where God put them. God gave us this great big wide world and a whole bunch of different bears with different fur and different families. Where do those other bears live? I've never seen them. All around the world, little cub. Some very far out from here. Panda bears live in China. All they eat is bamboo. What's bamboo? A kind of tree. They eat trees for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And there are sloth bears in India. I'll take this picture of me. They hang from trees and like to eat termites. Bugs. Ew. They think they're delicious. And they have the longest tongues you've ever seen. And there is a bear just chilling in the trees sleeping. So cozy looking. Meanwhile, yeah, I got this hot mess over here. Hey, don't get me, get him. He's the one that wants you to get him. Here we are. Grizzly bears live in America. They like to catch fish. Yeah, the cub said. Finally, another bear who eats normal food. Mama smiled. Even though other bears eat what you might not like, we're all bears. God made us all. God made the whole world and everything in it. Why not make us all the same? We're not all the same on the inside, are we? Some of us are quiet, others loud. Some of us like to move fast, and others take their time. I think it's fun that God made us all bears. but all special too. Don't those other bears miss snow? Little Cub asked. Do you miss the sand of the desert? Or the big green leaves of the rainforest? We love what we know because it's home to us. Every bear has a special place in God's great big world. Oh boy, there's going to be a dog falling off the bed soon, isn't there? Why not put us all here? Want to make us all polar bears? Oh, there wouldn't be room here for all of us. And the world reflects God's work and how big, big, big He is. God can do anything. And if He's capable of anything, why would He make us all polar bears? Oh gosh, you really are going to fall. Yeah, I did. Alright. The whole world is like a mirror of God's work, little cub. Out of all the places He could have put us, He chose this world, Earth, to be our home. He made it just for us. God gave us a special world and every creature in it. Hey, Wackle. Why did He do that? Put us on Earth, I mean. Because He's the creator. Can you imagine your grandma not cooking something new? Or your grandma not working on a new birdhouse in his shop? God created our world and everything in it because it's in His nature to create. Understanding that is part of why He put us here, to serve and worship Him, our amazing God, who gave us this amazing world. Do you remember when He created it? Mama laughed. Our world is older than anyone can remember. It's older than my great-grandmother's great-grandmother. Whoa, that's old. Like that huge old tree in the forest? Older. It must be very strong. Very strong, and yet fragile, too. We have to take care of our world. It's God's gift to us. He'd be sad if we hurt it. God might get mad if we hurt our world, little Cub said. I get mad when the twins hurt my stuff. Yes, I understand that, Mom said, picking her up. We don't want to make God mad or sad. We want Him to smile. We want to take care of this world He gave us. Do you think we'll ever meet the other bears? Maybe someday. It's a big world and constantly changing. It'd be fun to know more bears, wouldn't it? Maybe a panda bear will come on an iceberg and bring us some bamboo. Mama laughed. It's always good to make new friends, try new things, and know more about this world that God gave us. You wackadoo. Little Cub went to sleep that night, thinking about the stars in the sky and her special world. She thought of other little bears falling to sleep in forests and caves and jungles, and she was glad that God had made her, little her, to be one of the bears in it. Yelling over you. There's a bird at you. A turkey for Thanksgiving. Where to go to It was Thanksgiving morning. Mr. Moose helped Mrs. Moose set the Thanksgiving table. Sheep will sit here. He likes a chair that's straight up and down, Mr. Moose said. Rabbit here, porcupine here, Mr. and Mrs. Goat here. He smiled. That's like, isn't it nice to have friends to share Thanksgiving? Oh boy. You got the crazy? Mrs. Moose set 2 paper pilgrims, one on each end of the table. She placed the paper turkey with its great fan of the tail between the candles and stood back. You look good, my dear, Mr. Moose said. Mrs. Moose sighed. Yes, but I wish we had a real turkey. Everyone always has a turkey for Thanksgiving. Everyone but us. Mr. Moose nuzzled Mrs. Moose's head. Well, that won't do. I will go this minute and find you a turkey for Thanksgiving. Mr. Moose put on his cap and went out. Mist wandered through the bare trees. The cold made his nose water. Rabbit poked his head from his rabbit hole. Mr. Moose, is it dinner time? Not quite yet. Mrs. Moose wants a turkey. I'm off to find one. Rabbit joined him in 3 quick hops. I'll come too. Moose's warm breath hung white in front of him. Snow crunched under his hooves and made little holes that Rabbit jumped over. "I see the goats," Rabbit said. Mr. Goat raised his head and spat out the tin can he was chewing. "Is it dinner time?" he called. "Not till I find a turkey," Mr. Moose said. "We saw one down by the river," Mrs. Goat told him. And Mr. Goat added, "A fat one." The goats leaped down from their perch. "We'll show you." Sheep was farther up the hillside, looking round as a fur ball in his winter coat. "Is it dinner time?" he bellowed. "First, I have to find a turkey," Mr. Moose bellowed back. "There's a turkey nest on the riverbank," Sheep called. "Wait for me." Dealing with your numbers. The earth smelled of ice and moss as they crunched along. Above them a crow hung, black as a puff of wood smoke. Porcupine was hiding in the underbrush. "It's you," he said, and he put his quills down. "We're off to get a turkey for Mrs. Moose," Mr. Moose explained. "Do you want to come?" "I'm slow," Porcupine said. "Pick me up on your way back." "Who'd want to pick you up?" Sheep asked, and laughed his bleat of a laugh. "I'll wait," Porcupine told Mr. Moose. Yes. They saw Turkey's nest right away, and Turkey himself peering over the top of it. "Turkey, Turkey," Mr. Moose called in his sweetest voice. "Arg!" Turkey blundered from his nest and ran. Mr. Moose lumbered after him. "Turkey, don't run. We just want you for Thanksgiving dinner." Turkey ran faster. Mr. Moose saw the red and blue sheen of Turkey's neck. Turkey's tail brushed crumbs of snow behind him as he tried to fly. "Too fat," Mr. Goat said. Turkey's legs bent in the middle as he fell. Mr. Moose put a booted hoof on his head and smiled his great toothy smile. "I hope you don't have other plans for Thanksgiving, Turkey." He helped Turkey up. "My wife won't mind that you're too fat," he said. "Let's go. It's getting close to dinner time." They marched Turkey in front. "I'm sorry about this, for I can see you don't want to come," Mr. Moose said. "But I must insist. A promise is a promise." There was a wreath of dried fruit on the moose's door. Inside the house was filled with Thanksgiving smells. Mr. Moose hid Turkey behind him. "Look who I brought, Mrs. Moose," he said. "Sheep, the goats, Rabbit, and Porcupine, and ta-da!" He pushed Turkey round in front of him. "For you, a turkey for Thanksgiving." Mrs. Moose clapped her hooves. "I'm so happy to have you, Turkey." "Thank you, Mr. Moose. Now everything's perfect. Shall we sit?" Sheep asked, heading for the straight up and down chair. "Let's," Mrs. Moose pointed. "Rabbit, here. Porcupine, here. Mr. and Mrs. Goat, here. And look, I brought a chair from the other room in hopes of Turkey." A chair?" Turkey stammered. "Right next to me," Mrs. Moose said. "Light the candles, Mr. Moose." What? Okay, can we play that game in a little bit? We're almost done with our story. There were bowls of acorns and alfalfa sprouts, dried since summer. There was willow bark and cured grasses and wild parsley. There were pressed leaves, thin and pale as new ice on a pond. Here's A. "I hope you find something here to your liking, Mr. Turkey," Mrs. Moose said. "I wasn't sure of your taste." "You are so kind to worry about my taste," Turkey said. "I thought you were worrying about how I taste." "Heavens, no!" Mr. Moose smiled. His big tooth smiling filled everyone's cup with cold spring water. "It's so nice to have friends around the table at Thanksgiving." Turkey's wattles wobbled. "It's even nicer to be at your table and not on it," he said. "Happy Thanksgiving, everybody." "Happy Thanksgiving, Turkey." What? Well, you got them all covered up. So what do you want me to do? What? I'm confused as to what you want me to do. What do you want me to do? You want me to find, here's the letter A. Is that what you want? I don't understand. You want numbers? Here's a number 3. I don't understand what you want me to do. Okay. All right. Well, while I figure out what he wants me to do, I will turn this off. Ooh. So we will see you guys tomorrow night for 3 more stories. And yeah. Right, buddy? Maybe less blanket dog? Who knows? It's always an adventure, isn't it? All right, guys. We'll see you all tomorrow night. Goodbye.